Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're seeing this. Let's get started. This orientation is going to be for the fall 2026 semester, and it's for both courses. So History 1301, 1302. I'm going to be referring to my 1301 course, but the structure of the course is the exact same thing for the 1302 students. So pay close attention to the structure. It's not like normal courses. There are no you're not going to see points or percentages. This course is bundled. So really pay attention to this orientation. Um, you want to be very clear on the expectations of all of your courses within the first week, no more than 2 weeks. You don't want to be that student that's still trying to figure things out 6, 7, 8 weeks into the course. Um, and not necessarily for the grade you want to be clear, but for your own mental and physical health. To be unsure is to add um, unneeded stress to your body, right? And when you have unneeded stress, a little bit of stress is pretty cool, but when you have unneeded stress, like being uncertain about what the course expectations are, that's when you get physically sick. That's when your mental health becomes diminished. So let's not let that happen to anybody. And to the degree that we can empower ourselves, here are the first steps in doing so, getting clear on the expectations of the course. Okay, so one thing I want to draw your attention on this slide is in this course, you get to choose what course letter grade you're going to earn for the course. Right? It's going to either be an A, B, or a C. Now, I realize most people make that decision for themselves before they take a course. Say, I want to earn an A in this course. But in this course, it's quite literal. You will get to see there's a tier for a set of assignments, a tier for what is required to earn an A. There's a tier, a set of assignments, criteria for the B grade. And the same goes for the C. So keep that in mind. What you're only going to see in the grade book as we progress forward this semester is complete or not complete, right? And behind the scenes, you'll never see this, but behind the scenes, sorry, lost my voice there for a second. But behind the scenes, what you're going to see is you're going to see the complete, but it's an 80% standard. So any assignment you attempt in order to earn a complete, you have to earn 80%. Now, there are multiple attempts, sometimes unlimited attempts for um, the assignments in this course. So let's proceed and see what this takes a look at. So for the C, if you're going to earn a C, here's what's required to earn a C. You've got to complete bundles 1 through 4 for a C, attend one office visit, which I'll go into more detail when we're in class, but understand, yeah, if you want a seat, you got to come visit my office once. Complete 2 hours of college and community connections project, the CCP. Um, and I'll explain more of what that is in class when we begin to meet regularly. But basically, you can either go volunteer for a list of sanctioned institutions here in our community, um, or you can go to events here at South Texas College, which I will make you aware of as we go through the semester. All right, and then you cannot miss more than 3 classes. Now, let me talk a little bit about absences, attendance. Um, you will be graded for it. Um, so you get 3 free absences if you're going to earn a C in this course. And it doesn't matter why you're absent, right? You don't need to let me know. You can let me know if you like. All ears, especially if it's something that is distressing you. Um, but you don't need to bring me a doctor's note or whatever the case may be, right? Or a police report or anything like that. I'm not here to adjudicate why you were here or why you were not. Um, Now, put a pin in this because, yeah, after 3 absences, this will negatively affect your grade. Um, but there are ways of making up absences. So hold on to that. So let's move on to B. Well, to earn a B in this course, you got to do everything for a C plus the um, deeper dives for the B levels within the bundles. So when you open up a bundle, and I'll show you this in Blackboard in just a second, but when you open up a bundle, what you're going to see is a folder for what it takes to earn a C for that bundle, what it takes to earn a B, what it takes to earn an A, right? So that's what this is indicating here. You got to do this and you got to do this to earn a B for bundles 1 through 4. You're going to do 2 group projects, which is presenting in a group of 2 to 3 people the chapter that we're going over, and then 2 office visits and 3 CCPs. I keep losing my voice. I probably drink too much coffee. All right, and then a maximum of 2 absences. You can't be more than absent twice. Okay, turn in A. Everything for a C and a B, plus the creative writing assignments, 3 group projects, 3 office visits, 5 hours of CCP, and only 1 absence. So um, these are the various assignments. We'll go over this more in course, but so let's move forward. These dates are very important. Again, this is the content for 1301, so we have different topics in 1302, but the dates are the same unless you're in my Monday, Wednesday class for 1302. If you're in my Monday, Wednesday class, push these dates a day back. But majority of my students are on Tuesday, Thursday, so these dates represent my Tuesday, Thursday students. Please pay attention to this. Are you paying attention? Are you really paying attention? Ha ha ha. Really pay attention. Um, Again, you don't want unnecessary stress, anxiety. You want to be aware of what's being said at the first day of class. That's the point. So you can jump into the course with full confidence. So, real important, these due dates. This is applying, as it says right here, earning a complete for the C level grade bundle by the specified deadline is mandatory. You have to earn a C by these deadlines for each of the bundles. Bundles 1 is due September 24th. Bundle 2, October 15th. Bundle 3, November 12th. Bundle 4, December 3rd. Now, again, there are assignments within the bundles for a B and for an A. I highly recommend, if your intention is to earn a B or if your intention is to earn an A, to do those assignments as close to the due date as possible. However, and this is what you want to really pay attention to here, you have basically until December 3rd to complete any assignment in any bundle, bundles 1 through 4, beyond the stated due date. So you're going to see a due date for all of the assignments. That due date really only applies as a non-negotiable for the assignments for a C for that bundle. For a B or an A, if you need more time, please take more time. I'd rather you invest quality time rather than rushing through those assignments. But I would encourage you, and there are incentive structures in this course, to try to get as close to this due date, if not even before this due date, for all of the assignments within each bundle. Let's move forward here. So you're going to find in this course, and I've mentioned it in some announcements already, this thing called EDCMs, or effort, dedication, and character money. That's a lot of what we're doing in college. You're exercising effort, you're practicing dedication, and you're further developing your character, right? Showing up to class on time, taking notes, participating, giving it careful thought is developing your character. And I like to acknowledge that. So you're going to get currency in this course. So I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see this. That's being obscured by, there we go. Yeah, money, 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 right? You're going to see, here, I got a bunch of currency right here. It's fake money, but it's real money in our course. EDCMs. So what does this all, how does this apply? Well, if you're on time, you get anywhere from 5 to 50 EDCMs. If you participate in class, on certain occasions, 5 to 50 EDCMs. Early submissions. So if you complete um, any bundled assignments for a C, B, or an A 2 days prior to the deadline. So for bundle one, that would be September 22nd. You will earn 300 EDCMs. Perfect attendance, this would be at the end of the semester, so let me know if this applies to you. With no tardies, 500 EDCMs. Completion of the entire course, bundles 1 through 4, by November 5th, 1,000 EDCMs. Okay, cool. That's a lot of money. What can you do with this money? Well, let's check it out. Um, so, and this will, when we get into Blackboard, I'll show you this, but typically what you're going to see when you open up any bundled folder is an interactive book with audiobooks basically posted to YouTube. And within that audiobook are a series of questions that you respond to. Those have unlimited attempts. You can take those as many times as you need to. But always following those interactive books are going to be chapter quizzes. Those you only have 2 attempts. If you need more attempts, contact me on Pronto. That's what you want to contact me through this semester. Very important to do that so I get your messages when you send them. And you get my messages when I send them in real time. You could purchase that for 200 EDCMs. And then you contact me on Pronto, and then when you see me in class, you give me your money. Here's where absences, right? I get it. Life can happen. You can get sick. You've got to go to court. Your kid is sick. I get it. Sometimes you just need to miss class. I don't want you to miss class, though. I want you in class. It's very important that you're in class. We're building a community. We are discussing really important concepts and topics and individuals. Um, but if you are absent beyond your free absences, again, you get 1 free absence for an A. You don't have to pay anything. 2 free absences for a B. You don't have to pay anything for those 2 absences. And 3 free absences if you're earning a C in this course. So if you go beyond that, that's when you're going to pay me 500. If you want to get out of one of those group projects that I was mentioning earlier, 3,000 EDCMs. And that might sound like a lot, but you'll see how you can um, earn and accumulate these EDCMs. Okay, so there are instances where you're going to have to pay me, right? This is me paying you, um, or this is you spending your money, and the previous slide was me paying you. But when will you pay me? Well, if you leave class for any reason, right? So I get it. Sometimes you have to go to the bathroom. Sometimes you have to get snacks. You still need to pay. So it's not a lot, 50 EDCMs, right? If you kind of relative to what you need to buy and what you can earn, but it does give you pause. Do I really need to go? Well, if you do, no big deal. Just you don't need to tell me in class. You don't need to raise your hand. You simply walk out and put your 50 on the desk. Cool, right? And then just come back when you're able to. All right, here is a real big deal. Now, sometimes we will use your devices in class, cell phones or laptops, when we're doing group work. But if we're having a discussion, if I'm offering a lecture, if we are watching a film or a documentary, no phones, no phones. All right. And that's not for the, I mean, it is for the, it's a distraction, right? You're not paying attention, all of that. But it's actually something more deeper than that. It is what we're doing in history is we're not just talking about people who lived before us. We are evoking our ancestors. They are in the room with us. They are in our minds and they are in our hearts when we discuss them. And just like if you invited a relative or a good friend to your home that you hadn't seen for maybe a couple of years, how disrespectful would it be once they got into your house and you just sat on your phone and didn't really engage with them? So in class, I want us to really engage with these people, the inspiring people, the terrible people, because they're all inside of our heads. Right? Whether you're aware of it or not, all of your thoughts come from dead people. I'm not being morbid there. I mean, just quite literally, you don't have an original thought. Everything that you value, everything that you understand, your language, it didn't come from you. It came from people who lived before. And so, what history can do to empower you is it can give voice to these voices in your head. And some of those voices might be and have been driving you insane. Identifying those voices, it can give you a lot of power. Uh, so much power to the extent of, I don't want you in my head anymore, right? Or, please stay. You give me value. You enrich me, right? So, no cell phones. If you do use a cell phone, I'm going to ask you for 200 EDCMs. Um, Now, this is what happens if you don't earn a C by the deadline. You pay me 200 EDCMs. Now you can get it back. So let me go back to the slide. So let's say, and hopefully this doesn't happen to anybody, because really, let's try not to have this happen to anybody. Um, College is an adult enterprise, and I get it. Sometimes we slip up, right? Adults can make mistakes, and life happens. But to the extent that you step into the role of being an adult is empowering, right? You're going to hear me use that word a lot this semester. We are a very much disempowered people. Have you noticed? And if we want that to change, it starts with you. It starts with me. And so I wake up every day wondering and looking forward to opportunities of how to further empower myself. So perhaps I can participate in empowering other people. It's a beautiful experience doing that. So if you don't, so try to get, let's make sure this doesn't happen to anybody. But if it does, I get it. Um, what you pay me 200. I'm gonna bug you. I'm gonna send you messages. You owe me 200. You pay me 200. But if for bundle two you complete your assignments by October 15th for bundle two, for a C, not all of them, just for a C, then I'll give you your money back. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you miss a deadline, you owe me 200. Okay, so let's jump into Blackboard real quick. And again, I'm referencing the 1301 course. So for my 1302 students, just know the content is a little bit different, but everything else, as far as the course structure, is the same. Okay, so we'll just take a look at bundle one. First thing you want to do is open up the criteria. This will let you know what you need to do for each letter tiered for bundle one. So bundle one for a C, you need to complete chapters 1 through 3, the audiobooks, and I'll show you those in just a second. Here are the text for them. They're in another place within Blackboard. I recommend printing out the chapters and then the audiobook. And this is what I do when I read, because our brains are just fractured from screens, right? I lived before the internet was a thing, and it was something I would do regularly is just read. And so did a lot of people. Um, Now, part of my paycheck is to read. I have to read articles and books. It's a struggle. It's a real struggle. So to help lock myself in, what I do is I get an audiobook and the actual text, and I read and listen at the same time, right? So print out the chapters. I recommend, you don't have to do this, but I recommend printing out the chapters and listening simultaneously. And then, so you're going to do those, and I'll show you what this is all in Blackboard in a second, and then you'll complete the chapter quizzes. For a B, you do everything for a B plus the deep dives. Usually it's going to be from a book called Incidents of a Life of a Slave Girl, and this is for my 1301 students. I won't go into it too much. For 1302 students, it's going to be something different, but it's going to be always these deep, you'll see a folder called deep dives. And then for an A, everything for well, I'll put C and B plus creative writing, a creative writing assignment. And I'll show you where that is in just a second here. So if you don't click this and take a look at that, this folder here, bundle one for a C, will not open up. So do that. Once it does, then you're ready to go. Okay, so chapter one, opening up this folder here. This is you click here and you get the text to chapter one. What you need to do for chapter one, you click this link and it should open up here and you click
Many other
play.
things which they exchanged for the glass beads and
Okay, so it'll go on, and as the cursor progresses forward, these little circles will open up a set of questions that you respond to, some multiple choice questions. Um, so definitely stay engaged with the content. It won't pause. So if you walk away from it, you're going to miss it. So make sure you're in front of your computer when this is happening. Now, one thing to keep in mind about these assignments is it will leave off where you left off. So yeah, this is 59 minutes. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. You can come back to it. So really do keep that in mind. And do try to approach this course in chunking things, right? What I mean by that is typically what a student will do, and this gets students in trouble. It got me in trouble when I was a freshman and sophomore, and it drove me insane. You don't want to do that to yourself. I have the day off on Saturday. I will do all of my college homework on Saturday. I'm going to take 10 hours. You don't want to do that, right? It'll create a bunch of agitation. You leave yourself open to the unexpected. So, yeah, I've got all day Saturday to do everything that I need to get done for this week. And then you get sick, or your boss calls you in. Um, or you're just not feeling it, right? There's just days where you're not feeling it. You just can't do it, right? And that's normal. What I suggest otherwise is every single day hit this course. So even if it's only 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes. And these assignments lend that to this. So if you got 5 minutes, well, today, then the cursor gets to perhaps about right here. You get one question done, and maybe tomorrow you have a half an hour. Well, now you've gotten through the majority of this, and the next day you finish it up, right? And like if you did it like 15 minutes each day, that can add up. And it could be only 15 minutes a day. Think about that 15, half an hour a day. So if it's just 15 minutes, that could be about 6 to 7 minutes in the morning, 6 to 7 minutes in the evening. You know, 15 minutes a day isn't sufficient, but if you chunk it out, those days when you do have more time, it's going to add to some momentum, which is going to empower you. You want to be an empowered human being. And college is basically a gym to exercise and empowerment. Really important thing to do. Really important thing to do. So if you're feeling disempowered, and you're not alone if you're feeling disempowered, if you are already empowered, awesome. Please help your fellow students learn how to be empowered. That's a beautiful developed skill set. But if you are feeling disempowered, these things I'm talking about here are little wins, just little wins that will accumulate. And as you continue on with your college degree, you are going to walk away from this experience not thinking you are a capable individual, but really internalizing that, knowing it within the fabric of your being. That's what college can do for you. Embrace that. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so once you finish this, complete this quiz here, go through the questions. Now, real important for these assignments, if you don't do this, it will your complete will not be recorded to the grade book. Okay, you got to click this, and then you got to click this. If you don't do that, it won't record to the grade book. Easy fix if you don't do that. You just go back and you do those two things. Okay, so once you're done with that, then you will complete this quiz. Now, these assignments here, unlimited attempts. These have 2 attempts. If you need more than one attempt, again, contact me on Pronto, and then you pay me your 200 EDCMs the next day. Okay. And once you complete this quiz, move on to chapter 2, move on to chapter 3. It's all organized the same way. And once you've completed all of the assignments for Bundle 1 for a C, or just earn a complete for Bundle 1 for a C, you don't necessarily have to earn a complete for every single assignment. In the back end, remember, you'll never see a percentage, but in the back end, once you earn an 80% for Bundle 1, then you've earned a complete for Bundle 1 for a C. All right. And once that happens, then Bundle 1 for a B will open up and Bundle 2 will open up. So if you're intending to earn a B, well, then just move on to a B, the B folder, right? And there will be a set of interactive books, just like that chapter I was just showing you, and a quiz. So it's all organized the same way. And then for this, I'm not going to go into details in this orientation for this assignment. If you want to start reading the instructions, we'll talk more about this in class. You can click here. It'll give you the instructions. Definitely bring your questions to class. That will help everybody. But again, as it indicates here, it's just for those students that tend to earn an A. So a couple of, if you are intending to earn a C, yeah, as soon as you finish Bundle 1 for a C, then jump into Bundle 2. As soon as you finish Bundle 2, Bundle 3. As soon as you finish Bundle 4. So, yeah, keep that in mind. You can work ahead. You don't necessarily have to wait until the due date. Do not wait until the due date. This is a lot of assignments to do for Bundle 1 for a C by September 24th. Right? That's 4 hours of work. You you just don't want to let chance get in the way of your ability to succeed, right? Because the internet could go out if you wait the day before or even 2 days before the due date. You get sick, someone in your family needs you, all sorts of things can happen. If you chunk it out a little bit at a time, the due date is not, it's not even an issue, and you get awarded for that. Okay, other thing I want, what's going on with my voice today? Other thing I want to bring to your attention are these assignments. Not required, but I'm hoping that I have to talk and lecture as little as possible. I mean, if I need to, I've been doing for this 20 years. I can talk to you for an hour and 15 minutes every single day that we meet. However, it's a much better experience for everybody if you guys participate. And this is what this link is that I'm about to open is a way to encourage you to do so. So there's two options. First option, hey, I learned something. And you get to earn 25 up to 25 EDCMs. So following attendance at the start of class, you can share a quote with its source from any assigned reading or material, then explain in your own words what insight you gain regarding the human experience of that quote. Really tie it into the human experience. Demonstrating this bravery in class, you will earn up to 25 EDCMs. You may present between 1 and 3 quotes each day we meet. So this can add up, right? Okay, option 2 is a little more intensive, but you get more EDCMs. Reflect on your assigned reading by identifying the aspects you found most engaging and significant. Compose a 1 to 2 paragraph handwritten response. So if you submit a typed response, I won't accept it, in other words, detailing these observations. Ensure your analysis is grounded in concrete details, such as specific historical figures, dates, key events, concepts, those kinds of things. And let me add this from the assigned reading you are referring to, right? In other words, I want you to say, hey, I really engaged in the content that was assigned. Incorporate at least 2 direct quotes. So your handwritten submission, you can earn up to 100 EDCMs. If you want to present this in class, you can earn an additional 50 EDCMs. I want to bring that to your attention. The last thing that I wanted to go over real quick is the syllabus. Okay. So these are my office hours, Monday and Wednesday, 10:30 to 11:30, and then 1:30 to 4 p.m. And then Fridays, typically, not always, but I could be made available. Make an appointment. Just chime in on me on Pronto. Hey, are you available? But we could do that by Zoom. All right. Okay, moving down here. Okay, what do I want to bring to your attention in the syllabus? Okay, just as this table here, very important. Again, this is for 1301, but it really is the same thing for 1302. Just different assignments, and that was changed. It's creative writing assignments, actually. Creative writing assignments. Okay, so yeah, this table is here for your convenience. To earn an A, you need to complete all of the bundles for a C, B, and an A, the deeper dives, all of that, plus 3 office visits, 3 group projects, 5 hours of this assignment here. You can click this link if you want to take a look at it. And if you have questions, bring them to class. But I will go over it in detail as we go, probably within the first couple of weeks of the semester. No more than 1 absence, again, for, and I won't go through this again, but this kind of gives you a clear overview of what's required to earn each letter grade that you intend to earn. Okay, here are the due dates. So this right here, this column here, this is indicating this is September 22nd, 2 days prior to bundle 1 for a C being due. If you earn a C, B, or A by September 22nd, you will earn 300 for the C. If it's for a B, another 300 for the B. And if it is for the A, another 300. So for the A, if it's all done by September 22nd, 900, right? All right. And then here are these are all the ways you can earn money. It wasn't all in the PowerPoint, but yeah, being on time, remaining in class the whole time, class contributions. This is indicating turning in your bundled assignments early. Um, yeah, by November 5th, if you complete all of the bundles, well, for a C, that would be 500. For a B, that would be 800. For an A, that would be 1,000. So, in other words, all bundles 1 through 4, by November 5th, um, you would, and that would be in addition to any money you earned if you had submitted those assignments 2 days prior to the deadline for the bundle. Completing a group project before the mid semester, October 22nd, 250. That way you get them done earlier, so you get acknowledged for that. You're not waiting until the end of the semester. Near perfect attendance, 250, which would be 1 absence and 1 tardy. And then perfect attendance, 500. And by the way, this can be achieved by purchasing your attendance. So, yeah, maybe you were absent 3 times, but you were intending to earn an A, so you purchased 2 attendances. So now or you purchased 3 of them, so now your attendance is cleared, and so you would get some money back for that. Or just naturally, you never miss class or were late. Okay, spending money. Yeah, again, additional attempts for quizzes, purchased. Yeah, this one here I didn't talk about in the PowerPoint. Pay attention to this one. So those interactive books that I was showing you in Blackboard, if you don't want to do 3 of them throughout the semester, well, pay me 500 for each, and you get a complete for it. Purchasing absences, again, 500. This is actually needs to be changed. I changed this assignment, but this is going to be creative writing assignments. You can, and that's only for students that are intending to earn an A in this course. But if you're intending to earn an A, you want to get out of at least 1 of them. You have to do 4 of them. You want to get out of 1. Pay me 2,500. And and this is only projects, chapter presentations. If you want to get out of 1 of them, you pay me 3,000, right? And yeah, just a reminder of how you would pay me. So pay close attention to that. Let's see. Anything else from Blackboard before we call this quit that I should be going over? I think that is about it. Oh yeah, Pronto. Please contact me really only through Pronto. If you contact me here in this message tool, well, I'm not in this course on a daily basis. It could, I'm on it fairly regularly, but it could be, 2, 3 days that I don't check into this course, and you're having an issue, you have a quick question, and I don't see your message for a few days. I don't get these messages in real time, in other words. Pronto here, which it's an app. You can download it on your phone, and please do download it on your phone. Empower yourself, please. Empower yourself. You will get a message from me in real time, and I will get a message from you in real time. You will also get announcements from me in real time. Anything from um, extra credit opportunities for EDCMs by going to events that I'll let you know about will be on Pronto. Maybe I get sick. I'm not going to show up to class. So that would mean that you would get a day off. I'll make you aware through Pronto. So contact me in Pronto, and then don't worry about when you message me. I get a lot of you guys are very polite, most of you. Um, Usually everybody is, but sometimes you're up at 1 in the morning and you're having an issue. You need another attempt on a quiz or whatever. And a lot of students will apologize. You don't need to apologize. Message me whenever. Um, I turn my phone, and the reason why they're apologizing is they think maybe it's dinging and waking me up, it's vibrating and waking me up. No, I turn my phone off at night. So I'm an old man, so sometimes I go to bed as early as 9 or 10 o'clock. When I do, I turn my phone off. So you won't disturb me. But message me anytime you need to, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if 24 hours goes by and I haven't got back to you, it won't be considered rude or pushy if you message me again. Let me repeat that. Don't don't just send a message and I don't get back to you and just figure, oh, I guess he's not going to get back to me. I usually get back to my students as quickly as possible, but every once in a while, maybe I get buried in messages. Uh, Something went technically wrong. I actually didn't receive your message. I meant to get back to you, but I didn't, right? So those things can happen. So I won't find it rude or pushy if a day goes by and you send me your message. I had this question, right? And so it'll catch my attention. I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Okay, I think that's about it. I will see you all in class. I look forward to working with you all. It is going to be a really, really fantastic semester. I think we're going to have a great time. Well, I know I will. And let's build a community together. That's what this is all about. And let's get to know our ancestors. They're going to be with us in the classroom in Building P right next door to my office here. And we're going to love it. Take care, guys.